When God called Moses in Exodus chapter 3 and 4, Moses felt like he could not do what God was calling him to do. Moses quickly gave several excuses as to why he could not lead the Israelites out of Egypt. Here is God saying, hey Moses, I am calling you because I believe you can do what I'm calling you to do. But Moses seems to be screaming out and saying, Lord, I can't do what you are calling me to do. Here are some of the excuses Moses gave God. This is what we read in Exodus chapter 3 verse 11. But Moses said to God, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? Who am I? It's like Moses is saying to the Lord, Lord, I can't because I feel insignificant. He didn't feel important for the task that God was giving him. And he's like, who am I? Have you ever felt like, who am I for this task? Who am I? I don't even qualify. I come from the list of families. Maybe God should have called on so and so, but not me. Just like Moses, we sometimes feel we are nobodies. We don't feel we are worth of doing what God is asking of us. Sometimes we have this inferiority complex, if I may use that. And you're feeling like, oh Lord, you're so big and you're sending me. I am insignificant. But God says, you are precious to me because I have bought you with the precious blood of my son Jesus. And so don't you feel like, oh, I do not really count before God. I'm not so important. I'm insignificant. I can't do this. Whatever the Lord calls you to do, friends, step out in faith and do it. You are not insignificant. Yes, you can do what God is calling you to do. Well, at his call, Moses also gave God an excuse of being inadequate. This is what we read in verse 10. Moses said to the Lord, oh Lord, I have never been eloquent, neither in the past, nor since you have spoken to your servant. I am slow to speech and tongue. In other words, he's saying, Lord, I can't because I have never been a good speaker. He says, I am inadequate. Lord, you expect me to go talk to Pharaoh? And yet, I am slow in speech and tongue? Moses felt inadequate. He probably wondered who would follow him. He struggled with inadequacy. Don't we sometimes struggle with inadequacy? I meet people who sometimes tell me, I would really like to serve the Lord, but I've never been to Bible school. I would like to be involved in ministry, but I'm not well schooled. I meet some people who say, I feel inadequate because of my past, or I feel inadequate because of my present challenges. Friend, you can still serve the Lord in the midst of your inadequacies. And by the way, he's not looking for perfect people. He's looking for people who are available. And when you avail yourself, he makes you capable of doing that he has called you to do. Has the Lord laid a vision on your heart? Has the Lord laid a burden on your heart? Do it. Well, another excuse Moses gave at his call was the fact that he felt incompetent. He screams out and he's like, Lord, send somebody else. I just don't feel qualified. Lord, I don't feel like I have the skills and ability, for the task that you want done. Well, in Exodus chapter 4, verse 13, this is what we read. But Moses said, "Oh Lord, please send someone else to do it. You are calling me, but oh God, please send somebody else to do it. I feel incompetent. I feel I don't quite fit there. Send someone else." By the way, this is a problem that I guess comes when we compare ourselves with others whom we feel are more competent than us. You know, when we look at them, we feel we are less qualified, they are more competent, and so maybe, Lord, you should send so-and-so. They seem to be more prayerful. You should send so-and-so. They have better looks. You know, they probably seem to be more eloquent, or they come from well-connected families. You know, they seem to be significant. Lord, send someone else. Send someone else. Send someone else. I want us to realize that when God calls us, it's because he believes we can. And we should not give excuses and feel like somebody else can do better. If God felt somebody else could do it better, he would have called that person. But the fact that he's saying, "Hey, I am calling you to play this part," that means he has seen something that you can do. Are you feeling incompetent? God can make you competent as long as you avail yourself to him. And friends, I would like to remind us that as much as we may be feeling like, "Lord, I can't because I am insignificant," as much as we may be feeling like, "Lord, I can't because I am inadequate," as much as we may be feeling like, "Lord, I can't because I am incompetent," God is saying, "Son, daughter, you can because of my power, because of my presence, because I am there with you."